Hey guys, we're here on day 35. We've got a quick little video for you here. This is actually going to be stuff that you're not tested on, but I do think that it's extremely important to understand kind of where the government taxes us from. And what I mean by that is what taxes are in place and how do they collect them. And then on top of that, which government collects them as far as federal, local, or state. Okay, so you're gonna have this worksheet here, just kind of asking you some different questions. So how much money or a percentage of that money that you think people should pay with all of these different incomes. Okay, so as you scroll down, I list um, it's a pretty extensive list. It's not perfect. There's some taxes that may not be in there. For example, I don't have the Elkhart County income tax, which is 1% of your income. But I didn't put that in there. But um, just to kind of give you a quick overview, you've got your federal income tax. That's going to be your biggest chunk of money. You've got your Social Security tax. We talked about that in previous videos. Medicare, same thing. We've got our Indiana state income tax. So that goes to the governor rather than the president, so to speak. And then we've got trying to predict what our state sales tax is. So as you know, that's 7% on everything that you buy. And so we just kind of we predict there a way to try to estimate as much as you'll have to pay on that. And then we've got other taxes that, if you own a home, you've got property tax. Anytime you buy a fishing license or a hunting license or your license plates or even your driver's license, park fees, and I did throw the county income tax there. Sorry, I apologize. I do have that in there. Um, and we just say that that's going to be 5% of your income, a kind of an estimate. Okay. So I give you all these formulas. Okay. So we'll get to the federal income tax here in a second. I give you all these formulas, and it's super simple just to plug and chug your answers in. So I've already done the millionaire tax, and I've already done the average American tax, which I put at $50,000. It's probably closer to $60,000, but I just put the average. Maybe we'll call it the average person in Elkhart. So anyway, all you've got to do is take your income, which is this number, and multiply it by this decimal that I put in each one. So obviously I went through and did that. Down here, I'm adding all of these together. And then I'm going to take this number and divide it by my income. That gives me 0.3163. Multiply that by 100 is 31.6%. So the average American pays about 31.6% of their money towards taxes eventually, right? That they have to spend money again. It's not taken out of their paycheck, all right? It's money that they spend on different things from year to year. Okay, so for this first one, your federal income tax, they do things a little bit differently. Okay, and how much money you make determines what percentage of money you have to pay in taxes. So you can see that obviously they refer to them as tax brackets. As the amount of money you earn goes up, you have to pay a higher percentage of it to the government. Now, the one thing that they do is that anybody, whether it's me, LeBron James, you, for the first $9,875 you make, you pay 10%. Okay. Now on dollar 9,876, you pay 12%. Okay, so I'll kind of show you what I mean by that. If you go down here, and this is how you'll figure it out. So like I said, I plugged in 50,000 in there, and then that's my number that I get. So let's just kind of let's plug in a number of, let's just say 7,000. Okay, and you can see it's going to give us our 10% as a percentage of our income. All right, and again, that's pretty easy because I'm in the bottom, so it's pretty straightforward. Now let's just say that I earned $20,000. Calculate that. So notice that my percentage of income is 11.01%. It's not 12% because I only have to pay 12% on the dollars above 9,875. Okay, so that's one thing that they do that's, I guess you could say, fair, rather than just saying once you earn that extra dollar, you pay 12%. Um, but either way, you'll use this site for figuring out the rest of these. For your choice of income, here's what I would do. I would take your salary or your wage if you have a job. If you don't have a job, you can do whatever you want. But I would take your wage and say, all right, let's just say it's $10 an hour. let's assume that you'll make, if you know how much you've made in a given year, if you know how many average hours you get a week, you can put whatever number you want in there. So if you have, again, if you've made $5,000 over the course of the year, or you're going to make $5,000, put that in there. If you're not really sure, take your wage, so $10 an hour, multiply it by 40 hours a week, or you can do 20 hours a week, whatever. If you have a consistent thing on what you're going to do, all right, and then multiply it by 50 weeks. Okay, how many weeks you're going to work, and then it'll give you your number. It'll give you your best estimate, and then you can figure out kind of what you would have to pay. Down below here, um, answer these questions. Do you think it's fair? Do you think it's unfair? Kind of asking you what you think. Get this turned into me. It's an easy 10 points, and you know, hopefully you learn something from it. I know it's super quick, but I think that we talked a whole lot about what the government spends money on, right? And some people think the government spends too much money. Some people think they don't spend enough. Well, here's the other side of it, right? This is where the money comes from. This is where they collect the money that they are spending on some things. So giving it both ways, obviously trying to, and like I said, hopefully you are learning something.